Okay, because so many teachers take up PPT. We are so annoyed that we don't say anything because this is a dictatorship. Anyway, so we both have a very
Kito, Nindero Badide.
Yes. Okay, so we both have a very good one, and every single talent that we have, usually we get a lot because people don't see us content, not content, but we are enthusiastic. So either here I get the ball, and then either the other person, the person who hasn't gotten the ball, usually me, is like this.
Hello friends, let's start the meditation with divine guidance from Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji, Mahavdar Babaji, Ramta Master. With their guidance and with humble pranams, let's start today's class with a meditation, starting with a meditation to the Supreme God, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. I humbly invoke for your divine guidance, divine love, divine blessings, for illumination, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine health, and divine protection. Thank you in full faith. Please sit comfortably. Sit comfortably in your respective places. Clasp your hands. Cross your legs. Now let's start. Remove your spectacles. Let's start the relaxation of the body. My forehead is relaxed. My neck region is relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. My back is relaxed. Chest and stomach are relaxed. Hip region is completely relaxed. Thigh region, calf region, feet and sole is completely relaxed. From head to toe, the whole body is fully relaxed and relaxed and relaxed. Head region is relaxed. Eyes are relaxed, ears are relaxed, jaws are fully relaxed. Nose are casually breathing. Nose is casually breathing. Neck is relaxed. Shoulder is relaxed. Back part is completely relaxed. There is no tension anywhere in the body. Chest is relaxed. Hands are completely relaxed on the lap. Stomach is relaxed. Hip is relaxed. Thigh region is relaxed. Calf is relaxed. Feet is relaxed. Everything is completely relaxed and relaxed and relaxed. Now, watch and observe your ana and apana. Ana is in breath, apana is the out breath. And let's unite with that breath by just observing each in breath and out breath. Whatever thoughts come, just come back to the breath. If there are other vibrations in the body, you can observe those vibrations. Friends, at the count of 5, slowly keep your palms on your eyes and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your lips. Welcome to day 25 of Divine Design. It's almost becoming a month since we started Divine Design. It's actually beautiful, I think. Bindu, you're smiling so beautifully, but then the whole window is only the background of your house. Now it's better. I had shared something on the Divine Design group, right? Do you want oral explanation of that, or you have understood whatever I'd shared there? Let me see if you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
I didn't read anything that the latest message, so I don't know. I have to go back and read that. I don't
Okay,
know what was the conversation also.
Okay, it is regarding the topic that we discussed yesterday. Higher self was the last topic that we discussed, right? 7.6. In that, if you can see, today Pooja asked some questions about. Pooja had asked some questions about how do we know things, and then basically one led to the other, and I was trying to also ask questions inside my head when she was asking questions, because for me there some portions of it also like for my level of understanding, I had some questions. So as I kept asking questions, it started becoming clearer and clearer in my own head. And meanwhile, I was also chatting with one more client about her own issues, where she was telling, ma'am, I can understand all this knowledge. I know that you can't help, but even though I'm trying to apply her children were sick, and she was, despite things, although the son knew everything about, let's say, eating healthy or whatever, he would still go and eat whatever he wants. And again, he would fall sick. And she had to give him medicines, and she was resisting giving him medicines. And so there was this whole chain that was constantly going on. And she said, ma'am, after a lot of this thing, I came to you and I'm asking you, like, what to do. I said, what can I do? You are only resisting everything. So there also I was trying to help her to understand and accept, and that she was resisting. See, she can't make the son eat and drink and all that unless he asks. Now, what can she do? What choice she has? She has no choice. I said, at least now you don't have a choice. So why don't you just surrender to whatever choice you have? Because in this whole process, she's a HTC who has to learn to accept and drop her resistance. He's the HTC who has to learn to fall sick with his eating habits and eventually learn whatever it is. So both of you are learning. Why don't you just allow him to learn? Nobody will die in this process. So just allow people to just go do whatever they want, and you do whatever you want. Just detach from him. He's not your son, and all that Gyana was giving. And then I was also asking questions. Like she asked, ma'am, till when I will keep doing all this? When will I know? When will I know that I'm resisting? When will I know that I'm not resisting? So basically, she was also asking me questions, and I was asking questions inside my own head. So then I came back to this topic of higher self, and then something's connected. See, it says, it isn't until the 3D human body, I'm reading the 7.6, okay? It isn't until the 3D human body starts to hold higher frequencies that the human begins to connect into and embody the higher self. They will eventually follow the guidance of the higher self. Until then, what will happen? Until then, and here there is a sentence which says, the role of the higher self for the 3D human is same as that for 5D human, to guide them through their life. Same, okay? Guiding is anyway happening through higher self only in both these cases. The nature of 3D field makes it almost impossible for the humans to be led by the higher self. Therefore, led by the higher self in terms of 5D, what is happening is, it is clear that I'm actually communicating with another person. Now, let's say I'm talking to Bindu. She's talking, I'm talking, she's talking. So there's a back and forth conversation that is happening, right? So like that, internally, there's a conversation happening. And I'm very well aware I'm talking to my higher self. My higher self is aware that I'm talking. So we are basically in a proper conversation. But in this density of 3D, although the guidance is coming, we don't know guidance is coming, and we don't know when guidance is coming, when guidance is not coming. We don't know when actually it looks like, rather when, like, we are not connecting. At some point we'll connect. And again, we are not connecting. At some point it will get connected. When it gets connected, chuck, one message will come. Chuck, one inner knowing will come. Chuck, one some realization is going to come. So in between the misses, there is one hit, right? So like this, that is happening in 3D. So what it says, the 3D human follows the guidance of the ego while remain energetically connected to their higher self. So, and then I also told you, they will eventually follow the guidance of the higher self. Until then, the higher self's role for the 3D human is to be its internal compass, if and when it can hear its voice. The voice will be the human's intuition, its knowingness. Okay, although many humans are familiar with these terms and perhaps even listen to their intuition, it requires the body to hold higher frequencies for the human to connect and walk through the life under the guidance of the higher self. So initially, see, this intuitions will keep coming even in lower frequencies, on and off, hits and misses. But a person will be so much in that ego state that he won't be able to follow, because there is not much of proof that the higher self gives you to follow. Okay, there is not much of guarantee that the higher self is going to give you to say, if you follow me, you'll be safe. Okay, initially what happens in the earlier stages of any part of our journey, we are in victim consciousness. Victim consciousness means something is going to happen to me if I follow something. Because you don't have clarity as to how things are coming to you. What is the pattern of things that are coming to you? So you are in victim consciousness. You are thinking that something will happen to me. And you're just always in fear of what will happen to me. Should I follow this? Should I follow that? There is always a this thing. So where you don't have knowledge at all, okay, you don't have knowledge at all, and you're struggling. You're in victim consciousness and you're struggling. Take any part of your life, and parts of your life where you may have grown in parts of your life. In parts of your life you may not have grown. Areas of your knowingness, or let's say areas of your growth in evolution. It may be, let's say, children may be one topic. In children, maybe resistance is one topic. With in-laws, there may be one more topic. So like this, there are different topics. In that high level also, there are small topics. So like this, there are different topics inside you. to learn, okay, based on experiences. Now, in parts of those portions, you may be in high level, stay in a different knowingness, you may be connected to your higher self and you're following the guidance because you're actually getting perfect in some areas in following. In some areas, you're still a baby. You're not able to know how to handle because it's a fresh experience that is into your life. So think of various portions of your life continue to be bifurcated like this. Okay. So in areas where you're still a beginner, okay, when you become a beginner also, we can't actually demarcate until you literally go into that awareness and all, you can't demarcate. So let's say in the beginning portions of those issues, and here when I say beginning portions, I'm not talking about, it can be days, it can take months, it can take years, it can take lives also. Okay. So we don't know, depending on when is the capacity for you to, what is the speed in which you can go further, it will depend on that. So now let's say you are in victim consciousness and you don't know what to do, and you just are suffering. Sometimes you, even before, let's say you came to some of these classes where you got some amount of understanding of life. Even before that, you were generally suffering. Whatever general, let's say, general knowledge you had got about what is positive and all that, you were generally applying all those things and you were leading your life. Good, bad, you were running away from bad, that kind of thing, you were leading duality only. At that time, there was no knowledge of how to handle your situations, but you were generally taking it the way it is. Sometimes sufferings, all that was happening. But at some point, knowledge came. How did knowledge come? How did you go from step 1 to step 2? You did not have any knowledge. Now, how did knowledge suddenly start to come to you? This is the process of evolution. And what is this? How did this evolution even start in all of these things means? Not just frequency. That frequency, how did it start increasing? Now, sun is anyway giving, we told. But capacity of the body, how did it actually start to improve suddenly? And how did it start to increase, take in that sun's energy and basically push yourself up? Because now let's say some experience came in your stage 1 itself, some experience came to you. And then you suffered. Second experience came, you suffered. Third experience came, suffered. But then you get used to that suffering. Right? The suffering, the first time that you suffered is far greater than the 10th time suffering. Right? Because now you're sort of getting used to that suffering, or you know that the suffering has a certain pattern. Understood what I'm saying? If you're not understanding, let me know. Now, suffering has a certain pattern. So what you do, you'll sort of become very numb to that suffering. You'll keep suffering, but still you'll become more like a buffalo. Right? Yeah.
Smita, why are you relating to suffering? It cannot be anything else. It will be only a bad or a negative thing.
No, usually everything starts from some form of negative thing only, no?
Okay.
Like that I'm saying.
Mm.
Why do we even get questions? Because somebody is suffering. That's why.
Okay.
They don't have answers. If everybody was happy, everybody was like, everything was sailing nicely, why would people get questions in the first place? They'll get questions so that they can find like that better state of mind.
Okay.
So
only then we get the realization of that we need to ask questions and realize things. Otherwise, as you said, when we are in
but that whyness will come inside because you don't like what you are. So why I'm giving all this explanation is for you to have a process in your head or an understanding in your head that whatever is happening to me is actually happening properly. And when I say acceptance, what is another level of understanding that you need to have inside is what I'm coming to. So in that first stage, you are in that first stage itself, let's say it is this big. As you start from here, as you progress towards the knowingness path, you are getting better and better in that understanding of suffering. Sometimes it will be a shock initially to suffer like that. Later on, you'll sort of become numb towards the suffering. Yeah, there is no other choice. I have to suffer. You'll be like that. And then you'll go to the state. In between all of this, what has happened is every single time you suffered, you were resisting. Your ego was resisting. Which is why because it did not want this body to suffer. It did not want the mind to suffer. So it was resisting some experience that it doesn't like, or it is in fear of that experience or whatever. So it was resisting. Every time, and who got these experiences? HTC would have got these experiences. Auto law of attraction and all that. Let's say Akashic records, whatever plan, everything is coming in front of you. Now, ego does not know, no, something is going to come in front of me. So as soon as it comes, what ego will do? It will resist. Now, let's say resistance level is 10. First time. It is in shock. It doesn't like it. You're shouting back. All that is happening. Let's say resistance number 10. Now, as the same issue or same kind of pattern continues to keep happening, you are actually generating, let's say, blocks inside your chakras. But you are getting used to the pattern of issues. Now, what is happening? Every time there's a back and forth happening, HTC is going to give you an issue. You're resisting. Now, from that experience, HTC is learning. HTC's job is to learn only, no, through the experiences. It learned that, okay, this is resistance. Now, resistance number 10 is happening. Now, what it will do? It will give maybe a stronger experience, or it will give a lesser experience. Whatever it is, it's giving an experience so that you can learn accordingly. It is changing the chessboard. It is basically playing the next game. In the chess, they say, right, this is my turn to play. Next is your turn to play. Like that, what happened? First HTC plays, then you respond to it, either through let's say resistance, because you are not aware of it. No, it's new. Then based on your move, that is ego's move, HTC gives you another experience. Then your resistance, you would have based on whatever, by some form of pattern, your nature or whatever it is, ego now responds differently. Maybe slightly less resistance or something like that. Then now HTC is again, so there's a back and forth constantly happening between. So every time ego responds to that situation, HTC is learning from it. Based on that learning, one more experience is coming. Based on that learning, one more experience is coming. One more experience. Now at that, every time it is learning, now HTC is getting that understanding of how the body behaves, and what is resistance. If I resist, what all blocks are going to get created. In between, maybe I get diseases also. Oh, these diseases happen if I block. If I'm in resistance for these kind of issues, then these are the diseases that is going to happen. If I get these diseases, these are the pains I will have. These are the eliminations I will have. Whatever it is that the body is trying to do, all that HTC is learning. So now at that time, now HTC is getting knowledge. Now at some point, it will think that, okay, now I'm understanding what resistance is. Now I need to also understand what is surrender. Now what will happen? It will start to give issues where the ego will learn to flow, because by the time ego is like done. Resisting, ego will be like done. It doesn't have any more energy to resist. It will slowly start to tone down. It will become slightly like a tamed animal. Okay, ego will start to become like slowly it will start to tone down like a tamed animal. Taming is happening. Now HTC, every time it gives experience, ego is becoming from a lion, it is becoming slowly it is becoming a pet dog. Okay, like that it is becoming. Slowly. And in the process of becoming a pet dog, what is happening? Let's say stage 2, knowledge is now coming. Knowledge means every time in this back and forth, whatever knowledge HTC got, no, that it is also passing to conscious mind also. Okay. It is also passing through the conscious mind. Okay. Now, what is happening? That knowledge is now increasing slowly. And when knowledge increases, ego feels safe. Okay, ego feels slightly safer and safer when knowledge comes, because what does ego want? Certainty. It doesn't like uncertainty. It doesn't like the body to suffer or the mind to suffer. Now, when knowledge is coming, it becomes slowly comfortable with that situation or that state of being. Then as knowledge comes, sometimes it will apply, sometimes it will not apply, because each situation is different, no? Sometimes it will feel threatened, sometimes it will feel like, yeah, I can apply this knowledge. So again, in that back and forth, that is called stage 2. Knowledge is coming. No, stage 2, let's say knowledge is coming, slowly starting to come, but it doesn't still want to apply, because first time when knowledge comes, it is still not knowing that this knowledge is safe for me. But slowly it doesn't have a choice, because it has slowly like become very tired. It will start to apply the knowledge. Then it will see some progress. Then it will start to slowly back and forth apply that knowledge in some cases, not applies knowledge in some cases. That is stage 3. Stage 4, in the process of constantly applying the knowledge, this ego will slowly start to become confident also, no? So that is what is called stage 4, where you're consistently applying that knowledge, because now you have faith that if I apply this kind of knowledge that is there, that is building inside me, I'm actually becoming safer and safer and safer in this subject. I feel safe, I feel comfortable. And each of these areas are going to take time in your life. And when each stage is going to end, we don't know. But you need, if you're aware that, okay, I'm in some stage, and if you look back within and say, I am resisting, that is why this stage is actually getting like a rubber band. See, even to understand now knowledge, you are in the knowledge building phase, okay? Now you're in the knowledge building phase, so it is time to watch your resistance, your ego and your resistance. So the more you look in each of your areas, whatever it is, okay? So in each of your areas, look at how much of resistance you've been faced, pushing something, pushing and you don't like, no? So how much you're pushing. So the amount of resistance you are applying, that much of pushback also you're getting. And HTC is not going to stop. It is going to constantly make you more tamed and tamed and tamed over a period of time. So just watch this back and forth. Okay. So this is what is going to help you grow in your part of evolution. Any problem in your life is going to go through this life cycle. Okay. Problem cycle, whatever you want to call this, life cycle towards so there's so much of a partnership going on between the human body, mind, intellect, whatever you can call it, ego, and the HTC that is sitting behind. And here HTC is again getting the guidance from HS. And the more ego surrenders. In the initial part, HS is not actually active. It is giving experience. It is watching and giving experience, but it is not active. It is active in the sense HTC, that the connected HTC is not listening to HS. But HS is actually bringing all your experiences in front of you. HS is watching. Oh, now also I'm not able to communicate. So let me do this. Now let's see if he's able to get my message. Now let me go through a WhatsApp message. Let me see if they'll get it. Let me go through this. Let me go through that. Something or the other, in some form or the other, it will keep trying to bring you experiences. And experiences, typically we have people to play that experience, no? Your contracts. They'll keep giving you problems. But HTC will try to change that pattern from those people only. Especially especially in cases where you become overconfident, no? In the last stage 4, you're consistently applying and you become overconfident. HTC at that time will also give you one more problem which you think you can't handle, even after consistently applying. So that is where you need to again drop your ego. Knowing everything also is ego. So consistently you need to drop your ego. So wherever ego says, oh, I'm there, then it will again push it down. Okay, the more you keep saying I'm there, you keep getting pushed down. Okay, so always, if you have to hear this again and again and make notes, and then so that you can keep reading the notes again and again whenever you feel restless in your life and you feel that life is not going anywhere. So what I'm trying to say is, whether you can make a certain decision, you can't make certain decision in your life, you feel that you don't have clarity in your life, you don't know what to do in your life, everything is a part of this 4 stages. So all you just have to do is continue your sadhana to raise your vibrations, and just do whatever comes to your head at the time. Because if you had that strong knowledge, you would have applied it properly. But if you are not applying it properly and you're forgetting or you're not able to think what to do, all that is again that stage 2, stage 3 period. At some point in time, no, you, the HTC and you, that you not knowing is also going to get fed behind. And then they will, HS will strategize that and then get you something else that will make you eventually go out of that stage. So it's a so this back and forth is extremely important. So the more we are in resistance, we have to give the not working part also to HS. We have to give the working part also to HS. Okay, because of the not working part only, you will eventually go to the working part. Understood what I'm saying? If you are trying to, if you're feeling restless at any point in time, ensure that this is also necessary. This stage of restlessness, this stage of, ayo, this is not okay, I need to get better kind of state is also necessary for your life to actually go to the stage. For example, let's say you are not able to feel unconditional love towards some people in your life. So this lack of unconditional love is also necessary for you to eventually appreciate the unconditional love when it happens. You need to fall to the depth to be able to appreciate that climb. And every time you fall or every time you see the lower portions where things are not working for you or it is basically not very nice or whatever, that portion is also giving a learning to HS, to your soul. Because in the process of growing only, it is also learning. Okay, it doesn't know what is the future. It is depending on your current response, your pawn. Okay, what you play now. Based on that only, it is playing the next step. Okay, so you cannot take your lack or whatever you don't know or whatever it also easily, and you should not think bad about that. I don't know, what I know is less than somebody else and all, you should never think. Because that lessness is also giving some lessons or giving some wisdom to the HS eventually. And they are all learning from it. They are all growing from it. That soul cannot go higher if you can't give that experience as a body. So trust that there is a back and forth happening. So be calm in your life. Even if you don't know, be calm. Even if things are not working out, be calm. Even if you are not able to apply some knowledge, be calm. Because there are, even in my life, there are so many parts of my life where I can apply some things properly. Where there are some parts of my life where I still don't apply properly. Why? Because it's a it needs a lot more lessons for me to learn that consistency. Okay. So I hope this concept is clear. Any doubts so far? Okay, no doubts. So let's go ahead. So we did the HS. Now we'll do the I am presence. The I am. So now we heard that HS is more like an intuition. It's more like a hit or miss kind of state now, and it's giving guidance, but sometimes the guidance comes through and the ego and the mind, everything will follow it. Sometimes it doesn't come through, but the experiences are anyway getting generated, and you are learning indirectly from those experiences versus learning from that message that is coming directly from HS. If it comes directly and you listen to it and you're going ahead, then it's a proper way. But because you're not learning, it is coming like this. It is coming like that in front of you, and then you will see. Okay. The IAP, like the HS, is another aspect of the HTC that will be experienced very differently for the 3D than the 5D. As we stated in chapter 4, the IAP is vibrating lower than the higher dimensional consciousness, but higher than the HS. We saw that, right? So let's say higher dimensional consciousness is outside 12D. IAP is inside 12D, somewhere in the 11th dimension there. Then HS is in the 5th, 6th dimension. Okay, somewhere there. So it is held in the 9th to 12th energy centers. Its role is to connect the human to the source consciousness. So source means God. The 3D human is always energetically connected to the IAP through the channel within the electrical grid in the system in the body, similar to higher self. Connecting into the IAP is much more difficult for the 3D than the 5D human. Similar to the higher self, the density of the 3D human body creates a barrier to the channel and thus the IAP. The frequency of IAP is much higher than the 3D body. It requires the human to connect and feel the IAP within their body for them to understand it. Just like the HS, the IAP is designed to be embodied within the human form, and it becomes easier for the human to connect to IAP as the body frequency increases. So we are not able to feel God consciousness within us, right? Yet, because we are still not able to vibrate at the frequency of 9th dimension as of now. Or even if we are able to go to 5th, then also we'll be able to slightly access the IAP. So somewhere we need to get closer to the IAP to be able to connect the IAP. Subtle bodies. Subtle bodies are your emotional, mental bodies and all that. Remember that that was basically filtering all the emotional experiences, emotional and mental belief systems and all that. The role of the subtle body is to filter all experiences into the human body for the human to understand the experience. Remember, every experience the human has in the external world is made up of consciousnesses or energy. These consciousnesses, those core consciousnesses and many consciousnesses we spoke about in that one, the consciousnesses move into the human body and are filtered through the emotional and mental subtle bodies, creating emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. So we have that energy field around us, right? So everything that is coming from outside, it will get translated via your already belief systems that you already have, which is already inside the database of the mental and emotional body. It is going to get filtered through that only and then come and give you experience. The density creates a much larger spectrum of consciousnesses than the 5D. This allows for polarity and duality of the emotions and behaviors, thoughts, and beliefs in the lower frequencies. Polarity creates opposites. One emotion can be felt in its opposite state. One thought can be had in an opposite state. For example, if a human feels love, they can feel its opposite, which is fear. If a human has the thought, I hate myself, they have the ability to hold their opposite thought, I love myself. Polarity creates multitude of consciousnesses to be experienced within the 3D life. So at some point you will have fear, at some point you will also be able to say, I love myself. The 3D field also holds much lower frequency consciousnesses than the 5D. For instance, there is an opportunity for the human to experience sadness, anger, rage, fear, anxiety, stress, greed, and so on. The 5D field does not offer these consciousnesses to be experienced. Both polarity and the multitude of lower frequency consciousnesses create a very active emotional and mental bodies. These subtle bodies will be filtering a very large variety of dense consciousnesses into and through the human body than in the 5D human form. For example, in the 5D field, two humans interact and the exchange will result in the subtle bodies experiencing peace, love, union, and compassion. The events may elicit thoughts such as, I am love, you are love, we are one, I am sovereign. Okay, there is no complexity at all. Okay, everything is good. Now, in the 3D field, two humans interact, and because of polarity, there's a variety of ways in which the human could experience this one interaction. For example, two humans encounter each other and have an exchange. That exchange creates initial fights that ends in an agreement. That emotional bond. For example, two humans encounter each other and have an exchange. That exchange creates an initial fight that ends in an agreement. I don't know whether this is agreement or argument. We'll have to see. Anyway, the emotional body may begin the interaction filtering anger, frustration, fear, and rage. By the end of the interaction, the emotional body is filtering compassion, joy, and gratitude. By the end of what I'm saying is, by the end of the interaction, the emotional body is filtering. Okay, this is agreement only. So basically, they are saying it may be fight today, And over all these stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, which I explained in the beginning of this class, eventually it comes to an agreement where you're in acceptance level, where you're in surrender and all of those things, right? So that is what they're talking about. The emotional body may begin to interact, filtering anger. Initially, it will begin to filtering. It will give you, filtration means it's giving you anger, frustration, fear, and rage. By the end of the interaction, which means not in the current interaction, maybe multiple such interactions, over a period of time, the emotional body is filtering compassion, joy, and gratitude. Imagine when you're like when you're in an angry kind of situation with a human being, to get to compassion, joy, and gratitude, how much of work you'll have to do, how much of vibration changes you'll have to do to eventually get to that state, right? So they're talking about, in one sentence, they are giving you all these things, but we need to go deeper and deeper and then basically expand that sentence into 4 stages, and then it's going to take time kind of thing. The mental body, here they're just telling the anatomy of the body, right? The anatomy of the 3D body. So which is what they're saying that initially this is what the energy field will do, the emotional energy field will do, the emotional body will do. Over time, it will filter compassion, joy, and gratitude. How? By slowly increase that, like one led to the other, one HTC is moved, and then you did your move, and then HTC did its move, you did your move. Over a period of time, it eventually became compassion, joy, and gratitude. The mental body may begin filtering beliefs and thoughts such as I am not liked, I am unloved, I am not safe, no one understands me, I do not like this person. By the end of the exchange, the mental body is filtering thoughts such as I am liked, I am safe, I am understood. One experience can create many thoughts, beliefs, and emotions for the 3D human. Once the subtle bodies filters the experience into bodies such as thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, these consciousnesses move through the 7 of the 12 energy centers, which is inside the human body, within the human channel. As with the ego and the subtle bodies, these energy centers functions much differently in the 3D human form. So what they are saying is, because depending on how much of blocks and resistances we are creating in this whole cycle, stage 1 to stage 4, how much of resistances we are basically experiencing, that much of blocks are now getting collected in the 7 energy centers. So within the energy center, but eventually in the 7 energy center, first 3 energy centers, it will get blocked when you are in the thing. But as you move towards surrender and you start learning and you're in acceptance and all that, you will eventually, that will start getting cleared out. And when you go to love, joy, compassion and all that, your higher energy centers will start getting activated. Activated means when that experience comes, the chakra that is basically handling it to send it out of your body are the higher energy centers. It's like, take a fan, for example. What is fan doing? Fan is taking the air and then it is cooling it with that speed, and then it is throwing out the same air in the same room. That is what fan is doing. It is taking the same air, cooling it, and then sending it with that speed. Similarly, here also, it is taking that experience, and depending on the kind of frequency, those respective energy centers are going to take it. But if it can't push it out, it will clog it. But if it can push it out, one of those energy centers will slowly push it out. Sometimes it may not be so dense that it has to clog it forever. It might send it out in installments. Sometimes it may not be able to send it at all. So there could be different experiences like this, emotions that could be coming into you, and each of these chakras are going to take in that stuff and then it is going to send it out. 12 energy centers. When we designed the 5D human form, we created 12 energy centers, 7 within the form and 5 outside the form. The energy centers create a channel that filters consciousness or energy in and out of the physical body. The energy centers are designed to spin in order to circulate and move the energy in and out of the physical form. Yeah, which is what we discussed now. The 3D physical form will experience these 12 energy centers much differently from the 5D. The consciousnesses of 3D filters are much denser, 3D field are much denser than the 5D, and this density will impact and compromise the functionality of these energy centers. There are 3 reasons the 12 energy centers are compromised. Compromised means they are not working as expected. they are going to be clogged and all that. No, so that kind of thing, that is called compromised. The density of the human body, the density of consciousnesses that are experienced in the 3D field. See, since everything is energy, this body is also energy, right? At some level, this body is also energy. Anger energy also is energy. So you are no different from anger as a consciousness that is available in 3D to experience. So when anger comes inside you, your energy field, anger becomes us, because at an energy level, they'll all energy, it'll all match. Okay, so energy and everything is of the same, everything is made up of the same source energy, right? So everything is energy only. So you need to think that I am also equal to anger, I am also equal to love also. Because they're all going to, it's just that the frequency of love is higher, the frequency of anger is lesser. That's all. And if you are matching the frequency of anger, you will be able to take that anger. If you're matching the frequency of love, you will. So if you as a form, what is your energy? What is the frequency of your energy? So if you are in the matching level of anger, then you will get to experience anger in all forms of anger, and you would have decided who in your family will give you anger, because somebody has to take that and give you. And if you are in that field, you would have decided that somebody has to give you that anger. I'm in this step now. I've come to this restaurant. Now somebody in that restaurant, somebody in your family will serve you anger in that restaurant. And then you will eat anger or something like that, and then you'll experience. So all that is, you need somebody to give you something from that level. Okay. But you went to that level. You are in that level because you want to learn something from that level. Nobody else. You can't say that my relative pushed me into that level. You are in that level. It is your choice to go to that level. Okay, that much you need to understand. They are all service people. You are the person who's experiencing it. The density of consciousness is experienced in the 3D field. The way in which the human experiences the consciousness. So the way means, am I using too much of ego? Am I in resistance? All that depends which state you are in, all that. It depends. The way in which we are responding to that depends on how much of clogging happens or not clogging. The density of the human form. The 3D human form is a dense matter. It is difficult for energy to move smoothly through the matter. It is like quicksand. It moves slowly. Have you seen quicksand in deserts and all? Sometimes if something get caught in the quicksand in movies and all, you would have seen. If somebody gets stuck in that quicksand, slowly they'll be pulled inside the earth. In movies and all, what they would do, they would put one branch or something like that, and then they pull out. They say, if you are in the quicksand, don't move too much, because if you move too much, you're disturbing the things around you, right? So you'll get pulled inside faster. You're making more room for you to get inside faster. So they say, it is already moving slowly, but you don't shake. You just surrender to the quicksand while we save you. But you cannot save yourself from the quicksand. The human form is designed to hold 7 energy centers within the channel inside the human body. The centers naturally spin to move all the energy and consciousness through the human body. It becomes difficult for the energy to spin fluidly and quickly in a dense matter. Imagine that there is a fan, or take your mixie only. In your mixie, if you put some chutney to grind the chutney, if you put coconut, this, that, and all that, and don't put water at all, then how will the mixie spin? It will be like, it will be like that. Okay. But then now you put water, it will now start to get better and better. The more water you put, it will be like super fast, it will start spinning. Like that, your body also, this water that comes in, imagine that is like higher frequency. Okay. So any channel here, if it has to spin faster and all, then it has to basically have that frequency. It cannot take in coconut pieces and then do the grinding. So it will basically, the coconut pieces will be stuck inside that energy center. Okay. But then as you go to higher frequencies, you would have added water in between. That is why you are able to go to higher frequencies. And then what will happen in these higher frequencies, it will spin faster. And then they would have, the coconut also will now become chutney. Okay. So think of chakras like that. They take in, and if it's very heavy stuff, heavy, gooey, black, heavy stuff, then those things cannot be moved fastly outside. So which means the rotation of that chakra basically slows down. So if that has to be continue to remain fast, like how it was originally fast, no, how it has to originally come to that level means you have to give it you have to give it those consciousnesses that will make it spin in its natural state. It already has a natural state, but we are clogging it with the lower frequencies. But because we are already here, the HTC knows that it will clog. Okay, it's not like HTC doesn't know that my chakras are going to be blocked, but it has a plan to learn from that block, get out from that block, and eventually clear the block also. Okay, so that is the journey. If it knew that, if it was fearful of those blocks, if it was fearful of the diseases, if it was fearful of all of those things, then it wouldn't have come. So you need to understand that it is important for all of these things to happen. In stage 1 is also necessary. Stage 1 is very much necessary for you to go to stage 2. Stage 2 is very much necessary for you to go to stage 3. Stage 3 very much necessary for you to go to stage 4. Similarly, every parts of you has to go through all these stages and eventually become so much more have so much more wisdom in each of these topics, because you have now clogged yourself, unclogged yourself at some point. Okay, in so many areas of your life we still are clogged. In so many areas of your life we have sort of unclogged, and we have got better in many areas, right? So this is what I'm talking about. But it's a process. It is not like you should avoid blocking. In the process of these stages, if blocking is happening and you don't have a way to get out of the block, surrender to the block. Okay, surrender to the block itself. Surrender and understand that there is some learning in this block only. So let me surrender to the block. Let me surrender to the disease that is happening to me. In that only there is some learning. So if I am silent, if I am surrendered and silent, then my HTC will take whatever it wants and it will go faster. That process of healing will go faster. But if you're resisting every single time there's a block, then it has to generate more and more experiences for you to learn, because you're a stubborn person. Okay, your ego is a stubborn ego. So if the more you get this knowledge, try to make yourself less stubborn and believe that all these stages are very much necessary for you to go forward in life. Okay, today's takeaway is only that nothing is bad. Everything is necessary. Instead of pulling this stages like a rubber band, at least after stage 2, you're getting knowledge, no? Try to believe. This belief that you're getting is also a knowledge only. Belief means this thing that I'm telling you, that trust that everything is necessary. Accept that it's okay for me to be in this state where I don't know anything properly also. It will come. That knowledge will come. When time comes, that knowledge will come. But I will keep doing my gratitude. I will keep doing my chanting. I will keep doing my meditation. Which is like, you're not using your brain too much, right? You're just doing. You're not doing it for any expectations. There is no expectations attached to a chanting. There's no expectations attached to Ho'oponopono. There's no expectations attached to blessings. There's no expectations attached to gratitude. So whatever you think are like these things, investment, keep doing those investments. At some point, this back and forth will slowly start to reduce in that matter. Okay, so I hope today's concept is sort of clear, because this is a very, very key thing to apply in life. If you're able to apply this properly, like by constantly reminding yourself that this is necessary, which stage I'm in. Oh, I don't have clarity properly. I don't know what knowledge to apply only because this thing is so complex. Rather, the problem that is coming to me, I have no clue how to manage it. So at that time, although you don't know anything, it's okay. At least calm down a little and think, yes, it's okay. This not knowing is also a part of some stage. So let me accept that also. Okay, that acceptance should come because now you have got knowledge that you will be in some stage and at some point things will go forward. So accept that it is okay to be wherever you are, but do your work, do your investment, and allow things to gradually go to that level, because you can't jump from first standard to fifth standard. You would have missed out all the wisdom that you gained from second standard, third standard, and fourth standard. So this internally, all these 3 classes are also very much necessary. So allow yourself to be guided into each class by class. They will pass you from one class to another class. But your job is to simply keep writing exam. Okay. It becomes difficult for energy to spin fluidly and quick in a dense matter. The simple nature of 3D human forms slows the energy centers down. They cannot spin at their natural potential. If the energy centers are unable to spin quickly, energies and consciousnesses will have much more difficult time moving in and out of the human body through the channel. The basic nature of the form's density slows the 7 centers down. See, we keep breaking our head about, oh, how do I open my chakras? How do I open my chakras? Actually, chakras are not operating. One is not open and then one doesn't open and then the third opens. It doesn't work like that. They're all circulating at the same time. They're all rotating at the same time. Some are slow, some are faster for whatever reason, right? So you should just believe that they are just taking something and filtering something. I don't have to bother whether about opening, not opening. Don't bother about getting opening anything. Okay, don't bother about anything, right? Just continue to keep doing your work. Okay. The density of consciousness. Experience in the 3D field. The second reason the energy centers are compromised in the density of the consciousnesses experienced within the 3D external world. All experiences are filtered as consciousnesses through the human body. The 3D consciousnesses are dense and moves much slower than 5D consciousness. Remember, the denser a consciousness, the slower it spins. Okay? The denser it is, the slower it spins. Slower it spins means that is also energy, right? And your fans, your energy fans, your chakra fans are not able to spin a denser energy. If a consciousness or energy moves through the channel slowly, it has the potential of getting stuck and essentially clogging the channel. Okay, somewhere in that speed, it will get caught in the channel, and the speed also reduces somewhere because they are all very gummy kind of energies. Imagine like a bubble gum kind of energies, sticky, gummy kind of energies. Now they would have got stuck to the fan blades. How it will be? The fan also will not be able to rotate properly, no? Something like that. Now, sometimes what they do in acupressure, in all these acupuncture, acupressure, or many of these chakra stuff, chakra healing methods and all, they do anti-clockwise, clockwise, all those things they are doing those blocking removals, right? So what they are trying to do is they are trying to remove that clog. Okay, yeah, when the energy came in and it was rotating clockwise, it got clogged. Now what they're trying to do, okay, yeah, here there is a lot of block, so I'm going to reverse the chakras flow. Okay, now they are going to reverse the fan blade. Okay, in the opposite direction, they are trying to reverse. And now what they are trying to do, now that energy is going to get untangled. Now when it gets untangled, when you go to such people, when it gets untangled, what will happen? You will again experience those energies that now that energy will want to escape. Once it gets entangled, it will want to escape. What it will do, it will come again through one of your, because they are now navigating that energy through something, you will probably cry or you'll probably experience some emotions or something like that, especially when you go to such healers. They do all this. But you need to also understand that they are only removing the blocks. But you need to also understand how to handle these things as a life experience. Why this is happening, why clogs are happening, why block is happening. And if it is already blocked, what should I do? They have the body has the capacity to unblock itself. How? By when you learn to accept that clogged emotion itself will now become light body. It will start to become light body because they will alchemize into higher frequencies. Okay, they will they will alchemize into higher frequencies, or they will get pushed out because a higher frequency thing came in. Every day sun is coming, right? So this process of clearing is anyway happening on a daily basis. But for you to allow it, you need to accept that it has to go. Then it will be able to, body will be able, energy centers will filter it, it will take it inside, and then that higher frequency will go and enlighten that clog, and that clog will become declogged like this, and then it will go out. Okay, it is all, imagine all these things like in a very visual way. Visually, when fan is happening, when fan blade is like this, and then something you pushed inside this one, rubber band or bubble gum or something like that, it went inside, or some jelly, or what is that called, the slime, all of those things went inside that fan, and then it got clogged. Now how will acupressure people remove it? They will ulta the fan, and then when they ulta, it'll all come out. And then when it's coming out, they are trying to remove the blocks like this. Somehow they remove the blocks, and then when it comes out, we are basically channeling that energy into some form, and it will come out. Now if there is no healer, no acupressure, nothing, now let's say the thing has got clogged. Now what will happen? In the process of going up and down, up and down, up and down between your HTC and your life, right? Slowly it will teach you acceptance, right? Then that experience itself will teach you acceptance, and that acceptance is equal to higher form of energy. So acceptance, when it comes inside as higher form of energy through your filters, right? When you're applying acceptance into your life, right? Now that will go and then declog, maybe like in the form of heat. If you can imagine, slime is now getting heated up and it'll all melt off, something like that. Okay, so like that, if you're able to imagine all these things, then you will be able to understand how these things work. Then it's easy for you to accept life the way it is happening, and you will not feel lost. Oh, yo, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. Oh, yo, no much of knowledge is coming, I'm not able to understand. It doesn't have to be like that. When time comes, you will do it. But as of now, whatever is coming to you, work on that. The denser consciousnesses typically do not feel good. And many times, the human will avoid, suppress, or try. Just give me a minute. The denser consciousnesses typically do not feel good. And many times, a human will avoid, suppress, or try to not feel that emotion, because it's very far away from God, no? The Godhood. You don't like you don't like the sense of separation from God. It doesn't feel good. That's why. If the human is not able to feel the emotions that enters the form, the consciousness, the emotion will remain within the body. Okay, which means there is something came inside, and then you could not generate appropriate feelings for that. Now, let's say somebody gave you a rose, but you said, okay, thank you. Okay, there's no emotion on you, just mouth was talking. So then what happens? There is some block that happens within the body. Because you were probably expected to say, wow, such a beautiful rose, thank you so much. Yeah, but then that, thank you, that is also a stage. Okay, eventually the HS has to teach you how to get to that state. Okay, that's what I'm saying. If the human is not able to feel the emotion that enters, it will remain within the body. It will first stop the channel. Okay, it will first stop in the channel, then move into an energy center, and then perhaps move into other areas of the physical form. What does it actually mean? If it is now blocked in the chakra cannot stop. Okay, that is the nature of the chakra. It cannot stop, but it will slow down and all that. So, but where will that energy go? what these chakras will do is they will go and then deposit that into some organ of the body which is around the chakra. Now, let's say the root chakra has all your, the excretory organs. It has bladder, it has kidneys, not kidneys, it has bladder, urinary tract infections, constipations, loose motions, all these, ulcerative colitis or something, all of those issues, many of these kinds of intestinal and excretory kind of issues are all blocked in the root chakra. Now, let's say second chakra is clogged, emotions are not felt kind of chakras. Then what will happen? It will go and then attack other slightly higher organs, maybe your liver, liver, and then maybe your intestines and kidneys and all of those things. Then it will go higher, then the stomach and gut then you'll have gastritis and all of those kinds of issues. So like this, it will get distributed. Sometimes when liver is clogged and all that, it will come out through the skin of the body, because skin is also another kidney. It is like another kidney, or it's an eliminatory organ. When things are clogged inside the body, things are not moving inside the body, the rivers of the body are stagnant, then wherever there is stagnancy, that skin will erupt out as skin issues. So all of these things happen. So that is what they say in the physical form. Remember, all consciousness is energy, and energy is designed to move. If the consciousness is not felt entirely, it will settle in the form. The 7 energy centers assist all the consciousness in moving through the body. If the human does not feel it all the way through, it will get stuck in the channel, energy centers or other areas of the human body. For example, experience such as abuse or any trauma will create dense consciousness such as terror, fear, stress, anxiety, or neglect to enter the body. These consciousnesses will move much slower through the body, through the channel. If the human is unable to feel the experience completely, it will remain within the channel, energy centers, and body, clogging and blocking the energy centers and the channel. If the human were to experience external experience such as falling in love, listening to a joke, or watching a good movie, the consciousnesses created would be love, joy, peace, fun, or excitement. These consciousnesses are less dense. They are lighter and will move more easily through the human form. See, when they say watching a good movie, here in the good movie, if you start getting carried away by heroine's problems, hero's problems, then that experience also will be taken as your experience also only. Okay, there also you'll start to get those things clogged and unclogged and all that over a period of time if you continue to keep doing that. Basically, they will also attract similar experiences in your life, and that will clog you, not the movie. But the movie will lead you to that. Okay, they are lighter and will move easily through the human form. They also feel good, so human is likely to feel them completely, which allows the consciousness to move completely through the body. The more enjoyable an experience, the less density resides within the experience, and easier it is to move through the body. The less enjoyable an experience, the more density resides within the experience, and more challenging it will be for the human to feel the consciousness through the human form. What eventually occurs is the human encounters many experiences that creates dense, uncomfortable consciousnesses. The consciousnesses move slower through the human channel and energy centers. They don't feel good, and the human consciously or unconsciously chooses to not feel them at all. Okay, after multiple uncomfortable experiences, the channel begins to clog and the energy centers slows down or eventually stops spinning completely. It is because of the denser consciousnesses experienced within the 3D and the 7 energy centers that are compromised. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll start 7.10 tomorrow. Okay, any questions so far? Yeah, Sangeeta?
Hello. So these experiences are filtered by the subtle body and also by the chakras.
Chakras are inside the body. Chakras are inside. But before that, the energy field is filtering. Now, because in the beginning, let's say you started at 0, but at some point, something came in. See, they started at 5D. Okay, let's say they started at 5D, or even let's say if people had started at 5D directly, then they would have had some understanding of how things are and all that. No, so then their subtle bodies, they would have the subtle bodies, or that information would already be there. Then when they enter 3D and all, I think it will start off again. So your emotional body and mental body will already have some belief systems and emotions and all that. So filtration will happen based on what you know, based on what you are as a personality. Because you have to, it should align with you, no? You should resonate with that.
And it's happening at the chakra level also, and also at the subtle body level where mental.
No, the chakra level, it is not happening. Some chakra
it was
is
mentioned in chakra section.
It is receiving. Chakra is receiving.
It's receiving.
That's all.
Okay.
Chakra's
So
job
if
is
it's
to take it and push it out.
Okay.
But if chakra is not, if chakra takes it, but it's not able to push it out, it will go and direct it to some organ here and there.
So it's happening only at the subtle body level, that is outside our body.
Subtle body level and energy field.
And energy field. And then the only chance of them to enter the human channel would be the crown chakra or the Muladhara chakra.
What enter?
And the experience.
No, why? It's you. I mean, the energy field is everywhere. It can come like jung. It can just come. You are.
Okay. So, but the channel is okay. So it can enter also through the third eye.
You're in the form of an oval. There's an oval thing around you. From anywhere it can come. The experience can come and burn your hand here. In your leg also something might happen. It's around you completely. You're in
the description it said after the filtration it passes through all the 7 chakras. So it need not pass through all.
To see which chakra it has to go through, no? Each chakra handles a certain frequency.
Okay. So
for example, fear cannot be handled in Sahasrara.
But it will pass through that and reach Muladhara to be handled.
Maybe it is sampled there to see whether it is appropriate for that chakra. I don't think
there is
an
oval around our human body. That is our energetic field with subtle body. Some filtration happened at that level for any experience, and then it enters human channel. From where does it enter? From any of the chakra would be the entry point.
Chakras are inside, no? The energy field is outside. Inside means imagine there's an energy field around you. The channel is in the center. It has to enter somehow, no? It has to enter like this. Now your HTCs, it has to get filtered.
Something is entering the human channel.
Human channel is only a way of communication to the entire lineage, entire hierarchy. Now, some chakra, all the chakras are spinning. Okay, because at there will be some information that will constantly be coming and going out and all that, because even it's a complex organism. So that energy, it should not get clogged anywhere. So at every point, you are also energy, everything is energy. So it will keep spinning. But when you take fear, for example, it will clog the Muladhara chakra. Whether you understand that it's coming from Sahasrara or whether it's coming from solar plexus and to Muladhara, it doesn't matter, because that's an unnecessary information. It's an unnecessary assumption. Let's just assume that these chakras are just taking energy, pushing it out. It was supposed to push it out. it has to be felt in the Mooladhara. It has to be felt. Fear has to be felt completely and understood. When fear is felt completely, but it is basically accepted and all of that, and good emotions are generated, then it'll be experienced at the higher chakras. But if it is not able to pass out, then it will be remaining in the lower chakra only. It will clog the lower chakras. But at some point, in the back and forth, that fear will be neutralized into, and it will come and pass through higher chakras. The new experiences of fear, because you've learned how to handle it, will come and pass through higher chakras. That is my understanding. But I don't think it is so clear in the book. It's not so graphic in the book.
Yeah, it just mentions that something entering human channel, something exiting human channel.
Energy. Because we have to
Energy.
understand every energy has its own frequency. Every chakra has its own frequency. Why 12? Why only one? Why not only one chakra in the entire body?
So to visualize where is it entering and where is it exiting, it can be different all the time. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because if it is a denser emotion, it doesn't clog all the channels. It will just clog wherever it is coming, because that is a frequency. It is going, because it's any lower frequency will be closer to the root chakra. Root is connecting you to the earth, because each chakra, they told, right, what are the properties of each chakra they had mentioned in some chapter. So we have to see those properties. Based on the properties, those chakras are going to be activated, or that chakra will be chosen to filter it and push it out through the channel only again, through the energy field only again. It should have updated your emotional center, and would have updated your belief, mental body, everything. Subtle bodies get updated, and then it moves out through this channel that was used for entry. And now everybody got updated, no? When it was going out, what was the updation also? They know it was edited. Then when again something comes, again through that reflected database only, it will come. It will go through that modified database.
And are children born with knots or clogged chakras when we are coming from previous births? And
yeah.
And when you said activation of a chakra, that would mean the spinning of the chakra, or it's already spinning.
Activate, they say opening a chakra, no? It means that it is not spinning properly. There could be some potential blocks. So it will, when they say all the blocks are removed, then it is called opening of a chakra, which means it is spinning properly. So energy can move from the spine to your head seamlessly. There is no blocks at all to block that energy. Typically from the higher chakras, let's say 12th chakra, 12th energy center, it is already moving to the core of the earth, because we are connected to the earth, no, at some point, because our leg and all is touching the earth and all that. So it is, the energy has to flow outside you. It will come inside you and it will go outside you. And when energy, let's say, is coming from inside, from top, as a channel, it has to go hit earth's core. But somewhere it doesn't hit. Or from earth's core, it has to go up higher to IAP and all that. It doesn't go. Why? Because it is getting clogged at your Mooladhara. Or let's say it gets clogged at somewhere.
These are the two directions you said, from top till bottom, bottom till top. Can we have any other direction other than these two?
See, don't think like that. I'm just saying this is a channel for communication. Experiences are coming from everywhere. Once it hits the center, they get circulated, they get thrown out. But when this is, why you can't connect all these people on top? Because there is no seamless communication, because you are not handling experiences properly. You are creating blocks because of your experiences. So there's no seamless communication in this channel because they have clogged these channels. So your opening of chakra means now unclogging has happening, and when from Earth's core, this energy is constantly moving. It's not like it is stopped or something. So when it is going back and forth, somewhere it is not stopping, or it is not going in bits and pieces to next chakra and all that.
So we are we are experiencing things, having an emotion, and that emotion is making either a clog or a better movement of the chakras. And then the energy flow between the earth
Then
and
the
the
energy
god
flow is not there. Energy flow is always happening. That
is
is just
always there.
picking up information.
Mm.
And that even the clogged information is getting received by in this channel. It is getting received at some point.
It could be that that clock information is from the previous birth.
Anytime.
Okay.
Because you have to anyway continuing life after life. No, wherever you left off, you start off.
And okay, this is how humans experience external experiences. What about Earth? How is Earth experiencing?
No, I have not read about Earth. She also has her chakras, but I have not researched so much on about Earth.
Okay. Because this was originally Earth's idea to experience fifth dimension and third dimension. And now we are talking about human experiences, but I was curious, how is Earth experiencing it?
Earth is very much learning from her experiences based on the experiences that we are going through, because whatever energies we are giving her, she is receiving in her at some level chakras.
So if our chakras are not clogged, energy flow is seamless to Earth.
But if our chakras are, if we are giving a collective, let's say, negative energy somewhere, so one of our chakra gets blocked somewhere, and that creates tsunamis, that creates earthquakes and all of those, volcanoes and all of those things. It's her way of releasing it. But she doesn't have any medicine, confusion and all that. She is well aware of all these things because she also has connection to the masters and all that. There is some amount of, rather the higher dimensional consciousness that she is able to understand the way Earth is and all that. It's not like I don't think the Earth has a subtle body, emotional body and all of those things.
And only we are in amnesia.
She has an etheric body where she connects. She is not as lost as we are.
Only we are in amnesia.
Yes, that she
Earth is not.
Earth is not. Earth is understanding that she is going to the state. And she's also, because she's very in the natural state and all that, she's definitely in communion with the other beings who are helping her. See, this is a controlled experiment, right? So everybody is able to balance things on Earth while they allow her to release and all of those things.
I did a Google search on chakras of Earth, but the result I got was not very convincing. It was showing 7 places on Earth, and each were chakras that have. Like for Stonehenge, they had written that this is heart chakra, and then there's
it is possible
there's
because
a rock formation.
Yeah, many
there's
of
a rock
these
formation in
Australia,
which was another chakra.
Yeah.
Kailash Parvat was the Sahasradhar. But these are all on the surface of Earth. There is no chakra inside Earth, according to that article. That was.
See, there are many things that are happening in the core of the Earth also. Yeah, I have. When maybe when the information comes for me to give that kind of information, maybe it will come through.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Because whether we know about Earth or we don't know about Earth, it really does not matter. Only the ego wants to be satisfied. How will you use that information?
We are taking part in Earth's
Yeah,
experiment.
that is ego only, no? As of now, you need answers for your life to go forward in life, your evolution.
Yeah.
That is more important. But then if you get now Earth stuff,
But
this stuff,
won't
and
it
all
be
that,
dependent on Earth's evolution?
how does it matter to you? It's already happening. As long as you work on yourself, Earth will anyway work. Earth will be taken care of. That much, if you know, that's enough. So that is why information is not coming through. Information is there, definitely there, and convincing answers are also definitely there. But we have to reach that frequency, and we need to drop our ego. And when we are able to, like, oh, chalo, it's okay anyway. That information is not necessary for us. That's okay. When it comes, it has to come. Then only it will come. When we think that we don't need that anymore, and we stop searching for it and all that, it will come.
So we are concerned about our evolution and only trying to learn those relevant topics.
Because that is the problem now. Because we did not know
But then
ourselves.
we are very goal oriented. We have some expectation what we would get as result from this knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to improve ourselves in our daily life with this knowledge, which is going to help Earth in any way, in some way or the other, which is why you are getting knowledge.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Yeah, Hema?
So will we come to know if any of our chakras are blocked, Smita? Like,
You will experience, see, there are some of the, if you Google or something like that, each of these chakras will have certain emotions associated with it.
Okay.
For example, your root fundamental issues of your life, food, clothing and shelter, safety, all of those things come and get handled. Those related emotions get handled in your root. Related emotion will get handled in your second.
okay.
And then related response to the world from your ego self or your identity. How would you identify yourself? Now let's say you don't have a proper house. Then you'll feel bad, or you'll feel like you'll feel like a lack or something like that. I don't have a house in the second. And then how do you respond when somebody has a good house? You say, oh, what? Only she has a good, yes, she is actually showing off. Something like that we will say, no? So all these are going to reflect in the third chakra. So now all these blocks. So we have to understand that we are blocked. We have to just have the theory of understanding what each chakra is doing and all that. But what I'm trying to say in the first part of this class is, everything is happening for a reason. You do your job of raising your frequency. At some point, somewhere, they'll all get balanced.
Right. So if we don't respond in the right manner, like if we feel a lack or if we feel some kind of jealousy or something, that means we are not in the right emotion and there is some issue, right?
Yeah, obviously there is some issue. Some issue means you are still in that blocky situation
Correct.
kind of thing. But what will you do about it?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, raise your frequency. You know that, oh, there is a block, but I don't have clarity as to how can I basically go through this block, because that knowledge is not there. The practice is not there. So when will all that come? When you get more experiences.
Right.
Who's going to generate that? HTC will generate that. So let it come.
Correct.
Every time you get, you'll learn a lesson. So be then more open to learning from your experiences, hoping that each of them will someday clear your blocks.
Yeah, right. Correct. Got it.
Then you're not resisting experiences.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No questions? Yeah, Sangeeta?
Yes. So now our
We
aim
should
is
call
to
a
raise
question bank, no? Yeah, we need to start calling a question bank of DD.
Yeah, you keep withdrawing from that bank.
I keep withdrawing from that bank. What? Yeah, I keep withdrawing from the bank. Yeah.
You're withdrawing questions from the question bank.
Absolutely.
Okay. So our aim is to raise frequency. One good way is gratitude. Another good way is surrender. What else?
To understand surrender also, you need to have some form of frequency.
Okay.
Practice surrender also, you
Surrender.
need to have some amount of understanding and knowledge and all that, no? So before that, what will happen? You just, what is some brain dead ways of doing?
Mm.
You need to start with some brain dead ways of raising your frequency, which is gratitude is, you're just doing what you actually know properly. You know that these are the things that you got. So natural response is to say thank you.
So gratitude is the first step.
Gratitude is
then.
one way. Blessings. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. You're just telling somebody, be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. You're telling a group, be blessed. You're telling experience, some situation, be blessed. Generally, using be blessed in your life. Then another one is Ho'oponopono. Without using the brain as to what is this Ho'oponopono doing? Who am I addressing? Don't think anything. Just keep saying. Just keep chanting. And then sit and meditate. Is this meditation helping me? Oh, did I raise my frequency? I went to thoughtless state. No, I didn't get any experience. Don't think anything. Just sit for meditation. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
So meditation brings us in the now moment.
Yeah. And then try
Because-
to practice what you're doing. Okay, I'm sitting and chopping vegetables. Where is my mind? My mind went off somewhere. Okay, bring that mind back to chopping vegetables. So when you're constantly doing that activity, then it's a very, what do you say? You can do activity. There is not much of complexity in these activities that I'm telling. You're just chanting, or you're doing, sitting and doing meditation, or you're just whatever. And then parallelly, if you get a book in front of you, read the book. You understand the book, you don't understand the book, it really does not matter. Let your eyes see those texts. Let your brain take those texts. Let your mind process it. Let your subconscious mind take it. But you expose your body to that book. When you do all these things, somewhere you're going to raise 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. You're not raising your frequency, you're raising the potential. What is the meaning of raising a frequency? Means you're raising the potential for higher energies to come in. And then from a diet perspective, do a lot more juicing, keep your body well hydrated, 80%, 70% hydration in a day. And then eat a lot of fresh stuff, fruits, greens, vegetables, all that. Don't eat 3 meals of cooked a day. It's a lot of density. So these things will raise your frequency.
And how to achieve surrender?
By the understanding that everything is happening for good. But if you don't have that belief that everything is happening for good, why will you surrender? Surrender means, let's say I trust you. I trust you completely. I'm like head over heels trust. Then what will I do? I'll give you some work that is very dear to me. I'll tell you, take this work, finish the work, give me the outcome. I will not question you on the outcome also. I will trust that, oh yeah, Sangeeta did this outcome, so there is no dusra talk at all about it. I will take whatever she gives me. I'm not going to guide you. I'm not going to suggest to you. I'm not going to tell you to do this, do that. Handle it like this, handle it like that. Like there is nothing else. I'm just giving you, give me an outcome. Finish this job, give me an outcome. From your side, you're doing your part. But you will do your part and give the outcome to me. That is surrender. So do you trust the delegate enough to surrender? That is the question. So you should learn to surrender. Do you trust the universe enough? Why don't we trust the universe? Because universe may give me some outcome that I don't like. Universe may give me some outcome that I'm not comfortable with. Universe may tell, let's say you have an enemy. Suddenly the only option that the universe might give me is to go and face that enemy and say, I'm sorry. Will you? It's a very uncomfortable outcome to go and drop your ego in front of your enemy. And let's say there is one, when you go and say sorry, he's going to mock at you and say, ha 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 ha, I told you, you are going to lose. Let's say all this is happening. You are scared that universe is going to make you do all this. That is why you don't want to delegate to the universe. You don't want to surrender. You'll try your best to go and then strategize all your work to go and get one outcome only. Typically, you'll fail. So learn to surrender so that you can trust that person.
Now I think I've understood a different definition of surrender. Surrender, what I understand now is be neutral, whatever you get back.
Absolutely.
But what I had
Be
in mind
neutral
was,
means trust that it is the best outcome for
Hmm.
your current situation.
Hmm.
You don't have to judge it. You just have to accept it.
Hmm.
You should be mentally ready to face any possible outcome that can happen in the n possibilities. Infinite possibilities of outcomes. Anything can come, and I'm mentally ready to go through any outcome when it comes to me. I'm ready to face it. That trust you need to build. That is called surrender. And usually when that happens, it is going to be very favorable in your way. You like it.
Hmm.
But mental readiness for all infinite options, you need to tell yourself, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything, including the situation. Let's say there is a surrender that you need to make, and in which one of the options you have to say, oh yeah, my child will die. My child can die also in this situation. One of the outcome can be death. One of the outcome can be, let's say, disease. One of the outcome can be something. That also you need to be okay. That is called surrender. But you need to be okay. It can happen. You need to be okay for that also. That is called surrender.
Mm.
So that is called trusting that universe enough for you to trust that it will work in your favor if you trust it enough. It's how a baby trusts the mother to feed the right food to the baby. A baby, no, I'm not talking about toddlers also. I'm talking about literally an infant. It doesn't have any doubts about the mother. It is going to the mother always. It knows mother is going to feed me. That kind of trust we need to have. The mother gives it poison also, it is ready to take, no?
Hmm.
Then you should believe
So
poison
surrender
is
in my mind was when two armies are having a war and one army surrenders. And
that
there
is
is no trust
English
at that
surrender.
time. Hmm.
That is not at all surrender. That is basically, which is what people think is surrender is letting go. Should I
Letting go,
surrender to my
yeah.
abuser husband? They'll say. Many people will talk like that. Do you think I should not stand up? I should take whatever crap he's giving me? All that they'll ask. Is that surrender? No, I'm not ready to
So
do that.
that's why I had the confusion between acceptance and surrender. That yes, I've accepted that abusive partner, and now I'm letting go, surrender.
No, that is not surrender.
Oh.
Surrender is ready for outcomes, but you will do your duty. She can stand up in front of him and say, I can't take your crap. That is also your duty only. Her duty can be that. But then at that time, my husband should agree. My husband should not hit me. My husband should whatever do this to me. All that she should not think at all. I will do my duty. I'm going to just raise my voice and say, I can't take this crap anymore. I'm just getting out. Whatever she wants to say, let her say. But at that time, if she surrenders and goes, then the husband will probably say sorry.
So this kind of surrender is positive, like trusting someone for any output. But the other surrender is negative, that I'm giving up.
Yeah. I had shared the article of surrender and blessing in the Divine Design group or in the gratitude group. You may have missed it. Just go search the archives. You might have seen. You might see it.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for this class. Thank you for your questions and very, very good information we've discussed today. I'm very happy. I don't know whether who's happy or not, but I'm really very happy with what came through today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anita, for the Zoom and beautiful, beautiful discussion. Take care. Be blessed. Bye. Thank you for everybody in the recording also, who's seeing the recording and who's able to understand or not understand. I don't know, but at least you're trying. Okay. Take care.